So,
I love y'all.
uh,
Love
yes,
y'all
I
back.
love you,
We
everyone. I
live,
love
y'all.
you.
We live on Facebook. And you guys, that we have a special guest with us. I didn't think she was gonna come, but she was like, "I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm
Yay!
ready to be here." And her name is Elizabeth Johnson. She has a story to tell too. We all got united over on TikTok.
We did. TikTok is the place now.
TikTok is the place to meet your people
It is
because
the
now
place to
we're
be.
all here collectively and we all have a similar story. I'm not going to tell mine again unless we're lead it. I'm led to it. But here's Elizabeth, and we're talking about relationships and how it really messed us up in so many ways. But now we're overcoming it. So there you go. You have the floor. Go ahead and take over.
Well,
Tell
I'll
us
just,
why. Oh, you know what? Go ahead. You guys,
well,
let me introduce us again 1 second because I just saw that it was just me. So welcome guys. This is Live Talk with April. Y'all know I always bring the bloopers and the blunders, but it's okay. I have another guest, Elizabeth. She was originally supposed to be here, but you guys already met Pam. She was on first, but it's Elizabeth. We all met over on TikTok, right? And we all had similar stories and we all just came together. So we're gonna get Elizabeth in and let her tell her story. And we're just gonna talk and Call will be on at 8 p.m. He'll be joining us via phone, but this is it, and we're talking about the relationships and the misconceptions and what a narcissistic relationship looks like because some of us don't know. Okay, go ahead, Elizabeth.
okay. Well, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm
And
glad to have you.
well, it started when I was 15. Um,
15.
I got pregnant in the 10th grade and married in the 10th grade, and we had our daughter. And I just always, thought I was going to be the perfect little wife. And he was old school, the way his mother and father grew up. I always stayed, but they were very religious. And even throughout the years, it was just almost like you have to submit and you have to do this and this and that. And he would leave. I remember on my 16th birthday, I had said something that morning that he didn't like because he had stayed out the night before. And he didn't like that. I was questioning him about where he was at, what he was doing. And when he walked off, I pulled his shirt, like, come back. And that little thing, that just, he ruined my birthday. Anytime a narcissist can ruin a special day for you, they will.
Mhm.
Birthday, Christmas. But just because I pulled his shirt, that warranted him to stay out again for the next 3 nights to show me you knew better than to do that.
You have no control over
I,
me.
exactly. Exactly. You have no control over where I'm at, who I talk to, and I his father told me many times if I submit to him and do my job as a wife, things wouldn't happen like they would. I wasn't a good enough wife, house cleaner. I need to shut my mouth and do my wifely duties. Um, he cheated on me multiple times,
Mhm.
but would gaslight me into thinking that I was crazy. No, I he would never do that. Absolutely not. I did get up the courage to leave him at one time, and I went to nursing school, became a registered nurse, and I don't know what made me go back. Everybody asks why do you go
You're
back to such
addicted.
pain? It
You're
is.
addicted.
They're like a
Mhm.
drug. You cannot. And I'm sorry. And
It's okay.
there's just no understanding unless you're with such a abusive, and it's not just like the physical abuse. I was physically abused. I don't know if all narcissists are, but most are. But he was mentally abusive. Just but we did get back together. Got pregnant again, and I got pregnant during the last semester of nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me 4 days off in nursing school, and so I took my 4 days and graduated. And he was like, "Well, that's nothing. People do that all the time. My grandma used to have a baby and go back in the tobacco field. Just anything to lessen me to nothing. Like where I thought I've done something
I know.
to receive just a little bit of praise. It, there is no getting praise with a narcissist at all. So I did graduate. I passed my boards, got a really good job, and I started having seizures, which put me on disability. And I tried to go to work, and I had another major seizure at work, so I wasn't able to work anymore. And due to that, I'm useless to him. So of course he had another supply.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I seen him, he came in here, and he was mad because the stimulus money that we were getting for the kids that the government issued, like the $1,400,
Mm-hmm.
I had used that and put in another checking account. Oh, and he was mad. But I used it to pay bills and the truck. He had thrown a lawnmower at the truck and broke the windshield. And he accused me of stealing it. Came in, threw a brush at my ankle, like one of those hard brushes,
Mm-hmm.
cracked my ankle. And at that point, I just lost it. Like for years and years, he has threw bicycles like at me, threw lit cigarettes, hot coffee, you name it, he's done it. But in everybody else's eyes, he's this perfect person because he puts on a mask, and they're like, "Oh, that man, he is precious. He helps everybody out in the community. He's
That's what they do. Yeah.
Knight in shining armor.
yeah, nobody would ever think that, and it's just amazing to me how it's Dr. Jekyll and Jekyll and Hyde every day to anybody.
Mm.
And then so it was horrible. He picked me up by the neck and threw me in the trash bags and told me I was white trash, wasn't worth anything. And I just had enough. He took all the drawers out of my dressers, all my grandma's jewelry, threw all my clothes out. So I went to his truck that was sitting outside, his work truck, 'cause it was in the middle of the day. And I just started taking the stuff out of it, like, just get out. And he came out there, and he got his phone out and was like, "This is the reason I want a divorce." Like, wow.
That turnaround. It's
That
on you. It's on you. You look how she acts. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm leaving. Look how she acts.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
He leaving because of you. He did everything.
So
That's how it is.
he was like, "I'm video recording everything you're doing." I was like, "Good. Look, at this point, I'm hyperventilating. I'm less than a human being right now. I don't even. I'm like, I'm full blown panic attack." I was like, well, video my leg and my arm and like the whole house that you destroyed. And, you know, I don't even know what he's saying or I'm saying, but anyway, he walks past his motorcycle that he has, you know, and the mirror is hanging down at a certain day. This day is what broke us. This is what ended my narcissistic abuse day. And it was horrifying, but also the best day of my life. If you can imagine, I mean, it's ironic, but it is.
Wow.
So I guess he must have hit that mirror and knocked it where it was turned sideways. And he thought I had done it. And he looked at it and he was like, you blah, blah, blah. You know, the most colorful words known to man.
Yeah.
And he picked me up by the neck and just rammed me into the back of the car like I thought he was going to break me. And at this point, I'm like 99 pounds, you know, paying like you saying you were down to nothing. I was down to nothing. And because I just didn't feel like eating. Like,
yeah,
I just didn't.
Just sick all the time, just sick.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yes.
And I did the opposite. I ate so much food to get
My
away.
sister's like that. She does.
I ate and I ate.
She puts candy under her pillow.
Wow.
So
how, if you don't mind me asking, Elizabeth, how long ago was this?
2 years.
When did it end?
This was 2021. And at that he put his phone down on the top of the truck, the hood of the truck, and I tried to grab it. And when I did, oh, it was not good. He got a hold of it. He got a hold of me. And that's when he picked me up, like, by the neck and this, because he's 6'4", and just slammed me down on that gravel driveway, that asphalt. And I just remember laying there like, I'm going to die. Like, I am literally. And I told him, I said, I think you might have just killed me. He was like, good, I hope you die. I hope you lay there and take your last breath. And I got up. And I seen him, like, scrolling through the phone, like, deleting whatever had, just deleting what made him look bad, I guess, through the phone.
It just had your stuff to make you look like you was the one.
Yeah. So I called his boss man because I didn't know who to call. Because if I called the police, I was afraid to call the police. I was afraid to go to the hospital. I worked at the hospital. It's extremely embarrassing. And everybody knew me. And everybody thought we had, like, this perfect marriage. So I called the only person I knew to call, which was his boss man, who had his truck. And I said, Jonathan, I said, can you please make him come to work? Just call and be like, hey, just come on to work. I said, please don't tell him I called, because he'll kill me. And I don't think he cared, because he did. When my ex was leaving out, he said, he called me every name in the book, and he hollered out while he was on the phone with his boss man. He said, I will kill you and use every bit of money I have to bury you under the jail. And his boss man heard that, but he had that video of me like hyperventilating, throwing everything out of his truck. So where it looked like I was the crazy one.
Okay.
But I have so many recordings of him telling me he's going to buzz my teeth out. And,
Yeah, I gotta step out for a few minutes, okay?
Okay. But that was the last day. After he left that day.
So, and I know you said that was 2 years ago. How's life for you now since you left? Because that's the question. And understand that we go through things, but after that, it's like not what we go through, is how we react to it. And I understand how it was for you in that moment, but what is it like now? Why are you free?
Oh, I was mad. I was angry. Because as soon as he left, he went right to live with another woman that he had been seeing behind my back. And all I could do was, why, God, why? And all I did was just stay in that Bible, and everybody was like, why would you not just take God right now? And I know I'm moving
Why
on.
would you not hate God?
Sorry.
Wow.
And or blame God, but I think God is the only thing that I really had. I stayed in that Bible 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I would get up at 6, get the kids ready, and then get right back in it. Get right back in that Bible.
That's it. And I know that's what I did too. Give me a second. I'm going to let everybody know what's going on. Hi, you guys. This is Live Talk with April, and this is Elizabeth Johnson. I mean, if you guys read the description, we're talking about the misconceptions of love and what it looks like to date a narcissist. And we met over on TikTok, and I invited her along with Pam, and I said, you guys, I wrote a book, and it's called The Release. And if you watch Pam's segment at first, and that's what we're talking about, Abdullah, we're putting God first. And she said she wouldn't have made it out without her God. And thank you for your comment, but this is a real topic, and this is a real discussion, and it looks the same. Because I can tell you the same story. And what I did was hid things because I tried to hold on to something that wasn't meant to be held on to. So I heard you. And I'm sorry you went through it. But now you're here and you get to talk about it. And it was 2 years later. Wow. How are you? How is your health? How are you now without that situation?
Well, my seizures are a lot better since I'm not stressed out and crying and wondering, where the hubby is all the time.
Yeah.
Not
How the
getting
children?
treated.
You have children, right?
Yeah, we have 3. One is grown. She is lives with her man, but we have 2 boys, and they are both with their dad. And he told me he would make them hate me, and he has. He has made both the boys hate me. He has told them I've done drugs and the reason I started having seizures is drugs. And I don't know what all he's told them. And he can give them like fun lifestyle, dirt bikes, and take them out to eat every night. And I can't do those things. And they won't speak to me. And I don't know. They were fine. And it looks like the older one's on doing something. The younger one, before he left, he said, "I'm trying marijuana." And I was like, "Why?" Because he does do some drugs. He got caught doing some drugs. He had to get pulled out of a tow truck by cops and guns, and it was a mess. He got thrown in jail. He did coke, pills. I mean, and how does he not get in trouble?
He has his dad. He probably has money to pay.
He does. He does. And connections, and like I would have been put in jail, and he just gets away scot free with everything. And so they're both down there having a grand time. And my Social Security check that I get once a month, I got two, one for each of the boys.
Yeah.
So he automatically took their part.
Wow.
And now the house that was deeded to me, it was part of my grandpa's will was that it's mine. My grandpa died.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's no will, or either my uncle and grandma have lost the will.
Wow.
So now we have no house. And my car is gone because my ex-husband's dad's name is still in the title. It got messed up, and he won't take his name off the title. When he co-signed it, it didn't come off there, and he keeps saying it's lost and stolen, so the tags keep coming off of it. The police pulled me over and said, "This is a stolen car," and I was like, "No." It's bad. My washing machine broke. So it's been a crazy ride. Crazy ride.
Wow.
So I don't know. I laugh, I guess. There's nothing better to do. Because it could be so much worse.
Yeah. Wow.
But if you ever get away from a narcissist, you'll be fine. And you'll think, golly.
You don't see
Not having a house is a little inconvenience.
You don't see how bad it is till you get away from it. And once you're away from it, I swear you don't care how you have to live as long as you're away from it, you'll find a way to be happy.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people looking, like I remember when I used to look at people's relationship and I'd see like my ex, he would count at me. He'd be like 1, 2, 2.5, or he'd snap his fingers at me like a dog, or whistle at me, or something so degrading. And I'd be like, God, if somebody did that to me, but you never know until you're in that certain. You never.
Absolutely. You'll jump through hoops.
Yeah, you will.
Stay on your head and shoot sparks out your ass if that's what they ask.
Exactly.
Wow. I'm just that's a lot. And I didn't know that's the whole story. That's a lot. And I don't even know how to ingest it. But you guys, this is Live Talk with April. This is my two special guests, Pam and Elizabeth. And we're talking about, at this point, what a narcissistic relationship looks like in the aftermath. And you would say with everything going on, you're still in a better situation.
Heck yeah. Absolutely.
Glory to God.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yes.
I thank y'all because I can tell you this: when I went through the narcissistic relationship, I didn't know what a narcissist was. I had to have my sister say, "That man's a narcissist. You are in a narcissistic relationship." And I didn't know what it was, and I looked it up on Facebook. I couldn't even spell it. I was like,
Yeah.
I really did not know. And
Narco what? Narco what?
I was like, what? I didn't want to tell nobody I didn't know what it was. But I was like, I would tell him, I was like, well, you acting like a narcissist. He probably didn't know what it was. I'm like, I don't know. And when I looked it up and I was reading the signs, and I was like, oh my gosh, he is. And I still stayed. I still sat there
Breadcrumbs.
and got the breadcrumbs.
Always looking at those breadcrumbs.
Oh yeah. By the time
You were
they
addicted.
by the time they
And
see you're
people used to
walking
tell me
away,
that.
and you finally get up and up come to walk away though. Hey, I was just checking on you.
Uh-huh.
And they
Or I
snatch you
brought you
back.
something today.
Oh man, hey, there's that addiction. Hey, it's like right in front of you. Then what do? Do you grab it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, and you try
Wow.
to love it again. And
And you just fall back for the trap, back in the trap again. And it's like
your bleeding hands. You look down at your
you're
bleeding
bleeding
hands.
Yes.
and you're so embarrassed. And you and like you say, you have no body. And so you have no choice but to turn to God. Because it's the worst feeling. And this is why I invited you ladies here, because for that next person who doesn't know what it looks like to have a narcissistic person in your life, this is it. The whole story. And from 3 different perspectives. And because yours was a little worse than mine. I mean,
Worse than
like,
mine.
it was worse than hers. And then
I
you have
all
children,
were.
but they all are identically equal with the pain that you suffered. And then the aftermath, because you lose every single thing. And you don't understand that you're losing it because you're so busy trying to grab hold of to the little thing that you got to grab onto, which is nothing. The breadcrumb.
Mm-hmm.
And they've done stripped you of all your dignity of
Yeah.
everything.
Stripped you of
So
your
you never feel.
dignity, your beauty, because you gain weight or you even lose weight,
Yeah.
your pride. They take everything. Your
Yeah.
money, your possessions,
Every.
empty. Everything. Wow. Well, I don't know if Paul's going to come. I'll try to give him another few minutes because I wanted to have a male's perspective, and we had people come on and go up, but nobody. I don't think they had any questions. The story is really, you know, but I'm thankful that somebody is going to hear this.
This is a second book.
To the second book, the receiving part, because we went through the battle, you know, and this is the other side. Yeah, you're losing it all, but you're going to gain back your dignity. And both of you are
Rem-
beautiful, so you're going to get your beauty. Just
When
know that
you
it's peace on the other side of that relationship.
once you release it, it's you know there's no more darkness. When you release it, it's gone.
Yeah. That's like the best feeling.
You can actually go.
Yes.
I want to
Instead of
call back. I had it on Do Not Disturb. He's calling, y'all. I forgot.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I don't call now. His girlfriend is here. You can come up too, girl. Oh, she can't get on. But I got that. I forgot I had this on Do Not Disturb. All right, here he is, y'all. Let me take the call. But you guys can talk if anybody has any questions, but everybody then.
wow.
Let me just say, he's been around for me when you ladies stay strong and keep God first. Thank you, Abdullah. Hi, Carl. So I have two other guests here. We were talking about narcissistic relationships. You know, the thing that I told you about the conversation we had yesterday, I believe. I'm gonna put this mic up to you, and hopefully they can hear you. They should be able to. But one lady name is Pam. She told her story, and the other lady is Elizabeth. Okay, so We were talking about the narcissistic relationship from a female's perspective and how we lived it, and we talked about what we thought love was, and how we got breadcrumbs. And but I want to say this to you, and the reason why I invited you, because you, whether you knew it or not, you were like my rock through some of the stuff. Even though I probably was too embarrassed to tell you what I was going through, you were there. And I'm telling you, a lot of stuff we talk about, it really helped me heal from that relationship. And I said, who better to come tell a story than the person who walked you? You don't know. Those stories that you told, man, got me through some things. And I think somebody needs to hear it. And so this is Cole Brown. This is my cousin.
Hi,
You know,
Carl.
Hey, Carl.
can you say something? So we can... Oh, we will have an echo. He's on the mic, y'all. Go ahead.
Okay. So
I want you to talk about what do you say to a woman who sits through that abuse and sit through that man who don't appreciate them, but they still keep going back to them.
Okay, so I don't want you guys to think that I'm victim blaming, because that's not what I want to do here. This is not the approach that I want to take. But when I want to come from a place of taking a personal account of yourself, right? And what I would say, what I mean by that is, a lot of times, like my actually, she said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And a lot of times, this is just my personal opinion, is that a lot of women think that they can change a man. And you can have this man be, you can have him be who you want him to be. But at the end of the day, a man will be who he is. And we're talking about nature and nurture. You can't raise this.
Can y'all hear him?
This man has to be. Say it again.
I want to know if they can hear you. They said barely. All right. Go ahead, talk. Can y'all hear him? No. Go ahead, Paul. Say something. Can y'all hear him?
Yeah.
They said yeah. Yeah.
So, they didn't hear anything that I just said?
Did you guys hear him at first?
It was broke up. It sounds really muffled. Is his phone setting on something, or
He has to talk on the pad. Oh, they can hear him out there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. They can hear you. Go ahead. He's going to fix it.
They can hear me?
Can y'all hear him now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to be as loud as I possibly can, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, I want to say to women. Now, first of all, I got to give you a little background of who I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I came to prison in Zimbabwe in 2018. I'm 34. I've never really personally been in an adult relationship. However, I would say a lot of things that I have learned from myself is by reading books and asking a lot of questions. I try to educate myself on things. Say it again.
Can y'all hear? Because I'm trying to figure out which way we're going to hear. Can you hear me? Oh man, did I push mute? Can you hear me? This is kind of difficult, but we can hear you now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so April,
I'm here. We
you
listening.
good?
Yeah, we listening to you.
Oh, okay. So, okay. So I never really, but like I said, I educated myself, and this is what I want to come from. And I'm gonna come from a man's perspective. It may be, it will give you guys an understanding how men think a little bit. It's what some men think, because all men don't think the same. We are not the same, always different. But for me, personally, what I had to learn was I didn't want to be a coward in nothing, nowhere in my life. So if you look up the word coward in the New Oxford American Dictionary, it says coward is one who lacks the courage to endure dangerous or unpleasant things. In some dictionaries, it says change. And if you look it up in the Meridian Dictionary, it says one who shows no fear in the face of danger. So I asked myself, what's unpleasant? And for a lot of men, what's unpleasant is being responsible. And the word the word responsibility, you can look at it as respond able. And in one of my books, it says, are you able to respond to the vicissitudes of life in an upright manner? And when you this word responsibility, it takes work. So when we talk about a relationship takes work. But a lot of people are willing to put the work in a relationship.
So this is
so now, so as a woman, you might feel some kind of way because you are willing to put the work in, but the man ain't willing to put the work in. And this is my personal opinion. I don't think men have been taught how to be a man. A lot of these guys that we surround ourselves with, they grew up around who? Their mamas, because their mama is in the same situation that you are. So if you have a man to raise him and teach him how to honor his woman, how to cherish his woman. A lot of these guys now, they more emotional than they woman.
Hold on, let me ask the ladies a question, Paul. Let me ask the ladies a question. Did you guys hear him where he said a lot of men didn't grow up with a father to raise them the way that they should have been raised? Because I do believe that somebody said that their father was there, right? The father, Elizabeth, his father was around, right?
Well, that's funny because he was a very big mama's boy, and he was not. His daddy was a truck driver, so he was hardly around.
So what about
interesting?
His father was killed early in life, but he had a decent stepfather.
So Cole is right, because the person that I was with, his dad. Oh, let me not say what he did, because then that may pinpoint who he is. His dad was deceased as well. Wow. Come on,
wow.
Cole. You see that group? You know, man, telling us.
Wow. Way to go, Carl.
Nailed it.
Like, none of the fathers are there to teach them how to be a father. But I thought Elizabeth said that he was around, but in all actuality, wasn't. Thank you. I just wanted to know. Well, go ahead, Carl, because I know your time is limited. And the thing is, you kind of muffled it. You can pull back a little bit, because I know you got to speak into that.
What about now? How that sound?
That's better.
Yeah, better.
That's better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm just trying to come from a man perspective, because again, people are different. And a lot of women, I used to go, and K. Michelle, she got a song that said that you can't raise a man. You can. She did. this man is never going to be who you want him to be. It's only if he decides that enough is enough. He tired of playing around, tired of whatever. He gotta be willing and want to do these things. You can't force him. No matter how much you cry, no matter how much you beg, you cannot change him.
Let him sit with himself.
Tears don't work. Them tears do not work.
Let him sit with himself.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what you got to do.
Right. So I know as women, you may say, well, this is not fair to me. But you think about the society that we live in. This society don't raise men. This society teaches the men to be, this is my opinion, I just believe that the society emasculates men. And because they emasculate the men become more emotional than women. Because if you think about it, right? The masculine deals with logic and reason, and the feminine deals with emotions, right? If you notice nowadays, the roles has evolved.
Let's pull back a little bit because you was getting muffled again. But I think that's because you're passionate about what you're saying, and I love it. You like,
it's they refuse to take accountability. They refuse to, that's why it's turned around on you. They refuse to take accountability for their own actions, so they make you act like you're freaking crazy. So it's on you.
So,
like me.
On you.
So I'll give you guys an example. Have you guys ever watched the show Cheaters?
Yeah.
You guys watch Cheaters?
Anybody seen?
Yeah, we all seen Cheaters.
Yeah. Yep. So listen. So think about this for a moment. So you might have a guy. He's 6'3". His girlfriend is 4'11". So they jump out the van. And he see him, and he takes off running, and she's behind him, and she's like, "You coward! Stop running! You're a bitch! You are this! You are that!"
I said that.
And he turns around, and he decides he want to fight her. Now he want to fight her. He was just running. Now he want to fight, and the reason why he wants to fight her because she said something that hurt him.
Is it true?
And hurt people. She exposed him for who he really is. He's a coward. So what happens is a lot of ladies, you guys is out here, and the men that you are attracted to are cowards.
Basically. That one was anyway.
You're right.
Absolutely.
But they told you.
I even asked him, I said, for a guy to be, 6'3" and 320 pounds, 25 pounds, something like that. I said, I'm 95 pounds. Why the hell you hide from me? Why you ghost me? Why can't you stand accountability? Stand up, take responsibility, do the right thing. My dog knows right from wrong, for crying out loud.
He said that man is a coward. He wasn't raised right. Go ahead.
Well, can I say this? Doing the right thing is not an easy thing to do.
It ain't.
Because if the right thing was easy, everybody would do it. So the thing is, what I tell people, we have to take a personal account of ourselves, right? It is said that most people have a functional blindness to their own defects. They're not suffering because they can't solve the problem. They're suffering because they can't see the problem. Einstein, he put it this way. He says the significant problems that we face today cannot be solved at the same level of thinking when we created them. That means we have to change the way we think. And a lot of times, a lot of people, not just guys, women too, we're not changing the way we think.
Right.
So it's saying if you change the things you think about, things you think about will change. So think about this for instance. When most people get into relationships, they don't have conversations. Who are you? What is your objectives? What do you want out of life? The first thing we do is what? Have sex. And we think that sex is going to keep this person. But guess what? It's a whole lot of other women out there that got more better sex than you do. So my thing is, we gotta start. We gotta talk. We gotta ask these people. But because we don't talk and we don't know, you gotta investigate before you lay down with this person. But we don't investigate. We lay down. We just lay down with this person, have kids with this person, and then you wake up one day and say, "Who the hell is this person I'm laying next to?" But you don't know.
Well, the lady on the corner strokes his ego, so he goes running.
He leaves because there's another lady that will do something different.
The fall for fake. The fall for fake. The fall for fake.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What do you say?
It's women out there. Like I was telling my lady this early today, we was having a conversation.
Lady is here,
And this is true. You gotta think about. I know as older women, you will say, like, I just want somebody that is solid, somebody that's gonna hold me down, that's gonna love me for me. It's just gonna. That's what you want. When you think about men, especially men who have something, who have some type of goal or ambition, who have a business, whatever. These guys, they like nice, shiny things. So now you see he's been with you, and now in his eyes, you're not looking like you used to 20 years ago. So he has this little young girl that's just trying, throw that thing on him. She's just trying to. You know, he might fight it for a minute, but then he start looking at like, man, she got these pretty titties. She got a nice ass. My girl, she used to be like this 20 years ago. She don't look like this now. And that's what he do. Now he's going to come home and now he's going to take an argument with you to get an excuse to go ahead and treat this little young girl.
Well, that's kind of on him for allowing that opportunity to walk into that relationship.
That's what he
You know, I think that's you know, you put yourself in a position to get your ego stroked and you like it, you're going to go with it. You know, you keep getting that ego stroked and that ego stroke, and the woman at home is bitching because she's not getting what she's supposed to be getting because she feels it, that it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you know, the more you stay on your toes and scream "I love you" and you try to prove "I love you," then it goes bad. It goes worse because you're the crazy one at home. She's my peace. She's my peace.
So this is my advice to women. Remember, love is an action word. You have to allow the man to show you how much he loves you. And then this is how you can reciprocate that love. But you can't be the one that just give all the love and you ain't getting nothing in return. That's bad business. You ain't getting up, you're not getting the return in your investment. So let that person invest in you first. How about that?
I heard that.
I love that.
Yeah.
That wasn't Education 101.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah.
First.
That goes back to self-worth.
Yeah.
You know?
Because guess what? When you want something, you're going to go get it. So if a man wants you, he's going to put the work in to go get it done. But the problem is, men don't have to work no more because the women, they make it so easy for them. You get it?
I get it.
It's easy.
You're right.
These women out there tell it's easy. It ain't. I ain't gotta work. I ain't gotta do the things that we used to do back in the day. Because these girls, they walk up on you now, pull your pants down, and pull that thing straight out. I keep it in 100. You think? So as a man, you like, whoa, my girl ain't doing it like this. And you said, and you saying to yourself, well, I just gave him kids. I just did this for him. I just did that for him. And this is how he gonna treat me. But you gotta look at it from the man's perspective. And I always tell men the same thing. You gotta look at things from a woman's perspective. Because now, when you start looking at it from your perspective, now you become selfish. It's like when we read the book, the 5 love languages, and we say, we doing this and we doing that, but that is going to attract that man back to you. Because if you cook and you clean, he's doing that for you because you don't want no dirty house. He don't care about that. All that he cares about, he just wants to sit down and scratch his hands. Get a little bit of pussy here and there. I'm keeping it honest. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. My words.
That's honestly. Straight up.
I love him.
Yeah.
This is why I had to bring him back.
I love him.
Yeah.
And it's true, Cole, and that's it. You got to keep it real and raw because that way you'll understand it. And I'm telling you, you got me through some things. And I used to be like, I ain't said it because I was embarrassed. I was like, you're right. Like, this man is amazing. And to have him just say it out of his mouth, because everybody, like he said, those men are cowards because they wasn't raised right.
Yeah.
And then what about the men that are there? And the kids are still the same. That's because there's a cycle. And this is why this show is all about breaking generational curses. And I'm sure that somebody is going to hear this message and it's going to change their life. And
it's going to reach the right one.
Because I know you only got a few seconds. Go ahead. You want to say something else?
Yeah, I just want to make one point if I can. And this is to the women. I say this all the time, right? We got good men out there. There's good men out there in the world. However, a lot of women don't want that good man. Maybe the good man may not be all that good in bed. Maybe the good man, he's not a social butterfly. But the good man, he takes care of his family. He takes care of his house. But a lot of women don't want him. Because what they want? They want the dude that can beat that thing up. But guess what? The dude that can beat that thing up, he also will beat Shorty up too. And it's not just you. Because just like you want that, she want that too. And she's going to do everything in her power to get that.
Wow. I don't even know.
That's why I always say there's good men out there, but we don't want them. We talk bad about them. They are lame. They are sucker. They whatever adjective that you want to use to describe this person that is a good man. He might be a good God-fearing man because he believes in God and he wants to do the right thing. I don't want him because I like the bad boy. But if you like the bad boy, guess what? She like the bad boy too. And that's my point that I want to make. That's my piece. If I can get at you well, that's what I would give you.
That was amazing. Because
That was.
that's what we needed to hear.
Yeah.
That's what we needed to hear.
A lot of clarification.
That's what it was. It was like, and it was so true that everything you just said is just so true because we don't. Like he said, we got to take accountability for our part too. And sometimes we don't. And like I said, I tucked in the corner, but I know that what I did sitting there was wrong. And I sat there and I stayed there and I allowed the abuse to continue. And it was mostly mental abuse, but at the end of the day, it was abuse, you know. we allowed it to occur. And like you said, it's because
Yeah.
they're not raised correctly. You know. I don't know what's going on here.
So you gotta keep this in your forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep it 100. Because I don't know how to do nothing else. I've been in prison all my life. I don't care. It is what
You
it
know
is.
a lot,
I'm around
though.
about a whole bunch of youth.
Yeah.
I'm around a whole bunch of dudes that I consider bitches, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens with you for women, you women is out here and y'all attracting bitches in y'all life. And what happens is y'all start cat fighting. It's like two women going at each other. Because this man, he didn't learn how to be a man. I don't want to blame him because it's generational. You know what I'm saying?
That's why we
I don't
here to
care.
break some curses, man. This is exactly why we here.
Yes, and isn't that like a lot of separation right now? Is the step with yourself and take care of yourself. Let him take care of him. Let me take care of me, and then if it's meant to be, the healed versions will come back together. And if not, then it
That is
won't.
true. That can happen. But what do you think about that?
But remember this. And no one can hurt you without your consent. Remember
Right.
that.
Come on, grown man. Did y'all hear that?
You got to consent to that.
No one can hurt you without your consent.
Yep.
And that makes all the sense in the world. That is so true. I heard you.
That
And I own that.
Yes.
And because he doesn't have much time left, but I want to say thank you. I mean,
Yeah. Thank you, Carl.
you came in with some stuff. And I mean, we needed to hear most
Good
of the stuff
stuff.
we learned at this point, but somebody else needed to hear. And I definitely didn't understand, when he said, only time somebody can hurt you if you allow them to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's different. I mean, that's true, but to hear it from another person is.
Let me say this. Anytime your emotional life functions as someone else's weakness,
Yeah.
what you do is disempower yourself and empower those weaknesses to continue to mess up your life. The problem with you let other people's problems be our problems. A lot of these people, these guys and women, and I'm talking about guys now, a lot of these guys have mental issues. Mental health is real. They have mental issues, and now you dealing with this person with a mental issue, and now you upset and angry. And you like, why? But you never really stop and think that this person is really fucked up. You did.
Because
we, because it's the stigmatization of somebody dealing with mental health, and suck it up, being bad, tough up. And a lot of these guys, they don't want to deal with their issues because they're in control. But a lot of people are messed up. Straight up, need help.
Yeah, I get it.
Cousin. So,
you got my heart my heart a little bit over here, but you got me right. You're right. And I don't know what to say. I'm speechless.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I love you though, cuz, and I really appreciate you. He's leaving, y'all. He only has.
Love you, Carl.
Love you. Thank you.
Carl, you spoke some life over here, bro. Hey,
y'all be good.
Yeah, you be good.
Be strong, man.
Yeah,
y'all be strong, man. Y'all
thank you, cuz.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Well, we love you, and it's probably the first time this ever happened. It was necessary, man. All right, babe. Well, all right, bye. Wow, y'all. Listen, when I went through it, I didn't tell nobody I was embarrassed, but that's probably when we had first started talking back to each other. Look, Glorious is this girl. And we had just started talking back to each other, and because I don't know. I guess he didn't have my number. And it's like God will send you who you need when you need him.
Yes.
And this man was breathing life into me. He didn't even know what I was going